right, we're live, sweetie. So, yeah. All right, we are live. I have my RoDE microphone. I have to make some adjustments for my lighting, I think. Don't need all that. Get some of that going on because I can barely see, and the camera on this is not too good. Hey, how's it going? Got 2 people watching. What's up? This is Chris. Yes, we are going to start this. Welcome to live chat. We're going to do it. So let's pop out chat. You guys can feel free to chat away. Any kind of questions. Excuse the lighting. This is a total test. I have no idea how I sound. Matter of fact, I have some little headphones here, so we're going to test that, and then I'm going to watch it back. I don't know why the lighting is not so good. Hey, it's Britt from Live Me. Been a while since I've been on social media. Hey, what's up, Britt? How's it going? Cool, cool, cool. All right, here we go. Oh, ooh, I sound pretty good, don't I? Hello, hello, hello. All right. So what have you been up to? Social media, not so much myself. I have been working on this home. I've built this house. You can kind of see a little bit of the work that I've done. I put in these windows behind you, the bullnose edging, the walls, all that, roofing. So Britt says, how are you doing? What's the scoop? I got to get caught up on your YouTube channel. I don't know. I thought I was going to be on TV. That didn't happen. Who knows? It might. But I'm really busy. You know, I got a lot of my own things going on. So basically building this house is my #1 priority. And then also I'm going to start selling knives. I have quite the inventory. If you kind of visualize what I have, all these drawers are full of, I just have thousands, and they're just going to go up for sale here pretty soon. Not all of them, though. I maintain my collection at all times because I collect knives. That's what I do. All kinds of knives. What kind of knives? Okay, we got, here's an example of knives that I like personally. I like the more traditional type because it kind of like Grandpa used to carry. Something of this nature. Wish this lighting was a little bit better. Let me see if we can improve this situation. Oh. But excuse me, it's going to be a little noisy, I think. Here we go. This one. Hey, what's up, Tap? How's it going? Hey, good to see you also. I like a knife like this. It's more of a traditional knife. This is a GEC. Real easy to open. You know, it's got a half stop. So if it does happen to close on your hands, it stops, you know, so it won't chop your finger off. So it's got that safety mechanism, and it's built really nice. It's got some really nice walk and talk. Got some real nice snap. So that, you know, it really feels good in your hand. Looks nice, but it also has a really nice blade on it. You know, so you can get a lot done with that. You know, when you have a knife like this in your hands, when I was in the military, I carried this, you know, and you really can't take this out a lot. I mean, you can, sure, but I'm in California. But this will do just the same stuff. So I like the traditional stuff. Plus, this glows in the dark, too. It's really cool. Really cool. So she says she's been seeing the knives collection, which is awesome because I love different design knives. Absolutely. Yeah, the different design knives, that's what I like a lot. You can see that I like Now, I like to keep a lot of the knives pristine, and I want to tell you why. All right, good example. Here's a Bradley, beautiful knife made by Benchmade. Whoa. Titanium, phosphorus bushings, as smooth as butter. S30V steel, takes on a razor's edge. You can use this thing all day and it'll still be razor sharp, right? Nice point, very usable, beautiful knife, nice locking, kind of sleek, kind of nice looking, but at the same time, this is more deadly than that auto that I just showed you, right? Real thick blade. These suckers are selling for more than $300 now. So knives are a really good investment if you're a person like me that collect them or resell them or purchase large amounts of certain types, which you know are going to increase in value. I think the largest jump in knives I ever saw was like the bushcraft thing. All the bushcraft knives. I got nothing handy except for maybe an Opinel. And the Opinels, they got really... Oh, I do, Tap. You have my email, correct? If you do, tell me what you're interested in, or if you have a certain value, like a dollar amount you want to spend, what are you in the mood for? I can get you all kinds of knives together and send it out to you. I'll throw it in a cigar box. I promise you'll love whatever I send you. So yeah, I'll throw my email in. If you guys are interested in knives, that's kind of what I do. I like to go through email. And if you guys are interested in some knives or what type of collection you would like, you don't want junk. Because I tell you what, if you get on eBay and you start buying used knives, you're going to get junk. And you're going to have a bunch of knives, just like every other collector did. You're going to have a whole bunch of junk and like a few knives that you're willing to show someone like me, right? So you're going to be like, oh, Doug O'Rooney, this is such an incredible knife, you know? But what about all those other ones? Long story, man. Long story. Yeah, it's a bunch of mistakes. It's a bunch of knives you paid too much for. It's a bunch of TL29s that maybe didn't work right. Okay. So if you're going to get a TL29 or a certain type of knife, you want to get one that works. So I always send out ones that work. I always send out ones that are good specimens. And I also send out ones that are typically eBay fee free. So if you know, it's about 10% discount. So I'm going to beat those prices by 10% every time. And you're guaranteed a good knife. I've never had an issue. So that's my major thing. I really don't. That was my major problem when I started collecting, is I had a lot of mistakes. I spent a lot of money. It's really easy to do that. Yeah, excuse me. I'm like a politician. Got to take a drink of water. Oh, you can see behind me. Yes, this house is pretty nice, but boy, I'm working my butt off for it. I really am. It's a lot of work. It's a nice neighborhood. This is a nice corner window I put in. These are 4-foot windows. That's what was required by the blueprint specifications and by law. And then above us, we have all that can lighting, some other stuff. You can see the can lighting I put in. So Tap says, I've been focusing mainly on the Bruckmans. Someone told me to get into them. Ha ha. Well, I'll tell you what. If I'm buying knives, that's what I'm buying. Honestly. This is my theory on that. Well, number one, if there's still good pricing on it. I'm sorry to move you guys around. Apologize. Sorry about that. Sorry. Sometimes they can really sell well, for a really good price. You can get like 4 or 5 of them, at once. For some reason, people just get rid of them. You'll see like a lot of them. I don't know if they get kind of like sold by old antique stores or what. I really can't figure it out. And it still happens randomly now. But when there's one for sale and it's on a website, that sucker is selling for top dollar. And excuse me. And that's because they can get top dollar for it. When a knife looks like that, you can take pictures of it and someone's going to buy it because it's custom quality. The Bruckmans are incredible. I would show you those knives, but these are just quite a few. And below me, I have drawers upon drawers of knives. I have so many. It just, like I said, if you want something unusual, what I'm showing you here, these are my knives. These are my personal knives. And this is my drawer of personal knives that I actually pick from. I'm not a wealthy man. I mean, I work for everything I got. I work hard for it, and but I do have a collection of knives. Right? There are so many beautiful knives that I don't want to get rid of. I have all kinds of knives for sale. I have. Oh, let me see here. Let's see some beautiful stuff. If I'm going to buy something and I want to put something in my collection. Have you guys ever purchased stuff that's a little bit older, that's new in the box? It is really kind of cool to have something like that in your collection. So it's kind of cool to have a bunch of older knives, that are really nice. These are TL29s, beautiful knives, great, highly recommended. Great for any collection. It'll impress any person, and it feels good in the hand. It's something you can fiddle with, right? But these rigid knives, I got a bunch of these. I got a bunch of other older knives in the box. There's nothing like it. It's so beautiful. I wish I could show you that direction. I have just a bunch of Remington knives in the box lined up, and it looks like an old drugstore display. And they're all full. It's amazing. That's going to be another video. I love my Remington collection. It's just fantastic. But it's kind of like this, where you have all the information on the side of the box with the original price. I don't know if you can read it. $29.95. And the history of rigid knives, it goes along with buck knives. I don't know if I have an example of that. Let me see. I don't know if I do. Didn't even think to pull one of those out. Well, okay. A lot of people, when I say buck knife, they imagine a buck knife. Well, that is what a buck knife is. Buck knife originally created the buck knife, which is a single blade locking knife that was mass produced by Buck USA. Buck knives made in USA, California down here. And rigid knives is a small group of people that broke off and started something in their own garage and eventually worked for Ithaca Gun Company, produced some really beautiful fixed blades for them. I mean, we're talking $200-$300 knives. And these are like buck knives, but they wanted to do custom quality. They wanted to do custom quality. They wanted to do form-fitting handles. And there's nothing like a beautiful knife that smells like an old knife, right? And this one comes in just an incredible box. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Ooh. I'm telling you, it's so gorgeous. Let me just set this sucker down. Oh, man. And then we've got, so you get your little paper in here. That's kind of neat. Original paper. And you have some kind of paperwork. Let's check that out. So when you get a knife like this that's older, you get the paperwork with it, you get the box, and generally they smell like old boxes, old knives, and they're fantastic. Okay, here we go. I'm about to read the winner of Miss USA. Sorry, it's not you. I made a mistake. All right, here we go. Rigid Knives, Certificate of Lifetime Guarantee. This rigid knife is a product of time, patience, and superb craftsmanship. So it goes on and on and on. Our blades are semi-hollow ground. It just goes into all kinds of good stuff. Lifetime guarantee right there in the black and white print. We're talking, this is like a contract written in blood. Not really. These people no longer are alive, I think. I think they are. I don't want to say that. Knock on wood. I don't know. All right, so that's going to go back in the box. Comes with a sheath. Interesting sheath. Opens up. It says rigid knives. So these are the type of knives that I can, any type of knife that you're interested in. Email me. Tell me what you're interested in. Tell me how much money you have to spend, and we'll get something going for you. Tell me what you want to use the knife for. Because if you walk into a knife store, that's what a good knife guy is going to ask you, right? I'm not here to rip you off. I want you to keep coming back. So like when you get your next paycheck, you'd be like, I got some more. I want some more, because you can't have enough knives because they all go up in value. Every one of my knives has gone up in value. I've not lost a penny on one of these unless you use them. But if you use them, I guess. No, then again, I've used a few of those, and I can sell them. Because the thing is, knife guys don't like to use a new knife. Yeah, no kidding. So get this. I'm going to show you something. This is a 2550, right? Benchmade, right? Got an upgraded spring. It's got my little logo on it. Kind of cool stuff, right? I sent this into Benchmade. They sent me in a brand new knife with my logo laser etched on it. Sorry, sir, for your chipped blade. No problem, Benchmade. This is a lifetime product. Okay. Something like this, I mean, you're really buying something great. Some knives do have some incredible warranties. They do. They really do. So you really just can't go wrong. I just love America. America's just fantastic. So this says Rigid USA. It's etched on the top of the knife there, right there on the top of the blade. Kind of see that right there. And look at that. And we're going to open this sucker up. It's got the original patina on it. It's not been over cleaned or anything like that. If you want, you can polish this up to make it look like gold if you want, but I don't recommend that. So we're going to pop this up. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Just absolutely beautiful. Semi-hollow ground. See that? Just beautiful knife. Let's check this out. This looks like something that would be in some kind of old movie or something. Yeehaw. Look at those. Oh, man, that feels so good in the hand. That's incredible. Now, that's a knife. That is fantastic. Woo! Man. Yeah, my heart gets a little bit beaten. And for those of us that are knife collectors, you understand that. You understand the feelings that a really good knife is just incredible. Just a fantastic. It's craftsmanship. It's heft. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. I mean, I ain't going to sit here and play with necklaces, right? So you can play with knives and still be a man, So let me put that back in there. So we throw that back in the box. We always keep that separate from the leather, which tends to absorb moisture. So you want it's okay to have patina on your brass, but you want to make sure that your brass is well wiped down, because if it comes in contact with a leather sheath, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Oh, I got the example of the buck knife for you. Here is the original buck knife. This was their competition. Pretty cool, huh? That's one of those original buck knives. Oh, yeah. Buck 110. Ooh, I had a few of these lunchbox knives, which were buck 110s, buck 120s that were a mixture, double bladers. These were knives that were made on the buck workers' lunch breaks. They took extra blades and they made all kinds of cool knives. And you say, where do all these extra blades come from? I don't know. Let me see. Let's see if I have any extra blades. Maybe I got some extra blades here. Do I got some extra blades? I probably do. Let me see. Oh. All right. So I do have extra. Man, I tell you what, you really want headphones in when you're doing this, because if you don't, it's kind of hard to modulate your voice. So Random K says, tap those are sweet and they are reasonable. Absolutely. I want a Native American design knife, but for some reason I can't find one. I have it put away, I believe. Yeah, there's some Native American. Their case knife has, help me tap. They are customized by, I have one. I might have one to show you. Possibly. You will love these. You really will. You know what? It's so nice. It's so nice that I don't even think. Well, it might be in this mess. No. Oh, it is. Your lucky day. You ask and you shall receive. ATF, what's up? How do you know your voice is being picked up by the RoDE as opposed to the ear pods? Okay, because the ear pods are plugged into the RoDE microphone and I can actually modulate that. Let me go back to the computer. Here's to the computer and I can fade out a bit and I can go back in like this. Ooh, yeah. How's that sound? But this is, I've done this before. All right, so Native American knives. This is a whittler. And this is, you know, I usually know this and I feel, I mean, ATF's probably laughing at me right now. It's all right. Yellow Horse. All right, Brian Yellow Horse. Oh my goodness. Brian Yellow Horse customizes some really nice case select knives. And I'm going to show you this. And I guarantee this is the customized knives I have. And Brian Yellow Horse customizes these. And he's a Native American here in California, I believe. He does some really nice work. Look at that. It's like an eagle that he does. Now, this original knife was a case knife. He actually signs the blade right here. And I apologize for the lighting. You can kind of see his logo there. And he does some incredible work. Oh, yeah. And this is a whittler. So you have this is a split back whittler. So you have a really thin spring that goes all the way down the center. I like whittlers. Thank you, Tap. I appreciate that. It really is. And you can hear that snap on that sucker. I'll tell you, I got a little bit of everything here when it comes to what folks are looking for. And that one comes with a really nice velvet box. No, it's velvet on the inside, wood on the outside, and a certificate of authenticity. And this one's beautiful. Again, if you find another one, it will beat the prices of everyone else. They always do. I know what everything cost. So, now speaking of whittlers, one of my favorite would have to be these case knife Tony Bose series ones. Check these out. Now, my case Tony Bose series come with a leather case that's signed by Tony Bose. I have 3 of these, which, oh man, I love these. One is Damascus. And the level of precision of these Tony Bose series is something that I cannot even explain. These are in the $300 range, I believe. I'd have to look. Completely well worth it. These are machine quality, just incredible knives. Probably the finest production knives that you can find currently. Now, that's arguable because some people like more of a hand finished knife, which these are hand finished, but they are so perfect that they're almost jagged in some way. They're just I mean, every part is just incredibly just precision. This is a master blade that locks. You can kind of see how it locks. Listen to this. Look at the thickness of that whittler blade. Just a great knife. But I mean, Case just does such an incredible job. And it's got the two smaller blades in there. Just typical whittler knife. Those don't lock. The other two, you've got to be kidding me. I didn't even know I had this one. This one I have. This one's a whittler, but it comes with a Warncliffe blade. And look at the layered Damascus there. I forget what name brand Case uses, but it is a name brand Damascus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm probably not. I got cotton mouth. I got to drink something. It is a name brand. I have researched it when and they use some of the finest on the market. And I know why they do, because I researched it when I purchased my first Damascus knife. And after that, I became a real fan of what Case knives and the quality, the pattern, the direction. They don't do something stupid. It's not a mass-produced, knife. Clinton Jackson, what's your favorite jack knife style? Funny you asked that. I love jack knives. Those are probably my favorite. Simple. I like a single blade jack, please. Give me a single blade jack on the side. Let me see here. Well, I got one that I use. Let me see what here we go. We got an oldie. This is one that I found at an old antique store. Sometimes you go to antique stores and you see a knife for like $5. Well, this is one of those knives that was $5. Then they were on the side, and I picked this one out. Did a little work on it, polished her up. Beautiful. I'm a real fan of wood handles. Why? Because wood only gets better with age. And I mean, this stuff eventually will turn to stone. So wood is pretty incredible. From my experience, I just love how it feels. And like I said, it just gets harder and harder with age. This knife is beautiful. Like I said, it's a $5 knife. I did some work on it. Razor sharp. It's got a mirror edge on it. Put it on a Japanese whetstone. I apologize for the lighting, not the best. But this is a user, I use it. Who makes this? It's a 9775. And it's made by Hibbard Spencer and Bartlett Company. Very old knife, probably about 90 years old. This knife would most likely be found in the Sears catalog. That's my guess. That is a Sears catalog era knife. Pretty cool. Yeah, you can pop open that. Sears catalog has a knife section that's pretty cool. And it's kind of neat to see how much people actually paid for those knives. My favorite, I like Barlow's. So if we bring out some Barlow's, what do we have for Barlow's here? Probably my favorite Barlow's are these tobacco Barlow's made by Bulldog. And go ahead and ask away questions or whatever. I'll leave this video up. And like I said, just a learning experience for myself. And here we go. These are beautiful stag, as you can see. Just gorgeous. It says tobacco on there. There's a nice half stop. It's got a really nice blade on here, and they all have an etching. Just really nice. This is another knife that you just really have to handle to understand the feeling that it gets. But most of all, that stag. Stag's nice also. Stag will always pull a premium, especially if it's a nice looking stag. My goodness, where'd this go? But I have 6 of these. Each one's a little bit different. I have one that's a razor style. This one says Tennessee Burley, whatever. Look at that interesting blade on that sucker. Really nice. That's proper Indian sandbar stag, I think. Yeah, it's pretty hard to find knives like that nowadays. You just can't, and that's why these older knives will always pull a premium, and you just really can't. You really got, and even if you go to the custom market, what you're dealing with is subpar stag that they've polished and kind of chipped away at to make it look like the older, more mature, higher quality stag from the importers. So weird question, but do mammoth tooth scales increase in value, or is it just a current fad? No, not a current fad. I have a couple myself. You know, sometimes they're salty. If that makes any sense. Sometimes that mammoth ivory just has a little too much salt in it to make me feel comfortable. If that makes any sense. This is an item that was usually on the shores and it absorbed a lot of salt water, and in some cases. And not that I have had problems with corrosion, but I don't know. I just wonder if it's going to hold up. I don't know. It is a new fad. I wonder. Is it going to be a case where you have an incredibly beautiful knife that's never been used and it's degassing on you? I'll show you a good example of that right here. I'm utilizing a knife that's made of cell. Beautiful knife, but look at the blades. Look at the blades. That's no good. So if we open up that knife, you can see where the corrosion stops. The corrosion stops right where, the degassing, of course, they're protected. So it's the fumes that are coming off of this material. Beautiful knife. Old bulldog, gorgeous, but it's a user now, right? So I don't know. I really like the wood handles. I really like the stag. That's kind of what I stick with. A lot of the bone handles, if they're done right, they're beautiful. If you got some good chestnut bone, something like that, that's gorgeous. You're not going to get any cracking or any issues with it. My Remington knives, beautiful collection there, but a lot of those models are known to get cracking on the rivets. Now I have a lot that are not cracked, but it's just one of those things where the Delrin didn't hold up to time, all right, to cracking. Now it held up to it's not degassing. It's not a done deal. Okay, it's a known defect, and it's a defect that's stable, meaning these cracks don't propagate any further than from the edge of the rivet to the top of the knife, and that's where they generally stop, and that's the end of that problem. But maybe the design was wrong. Maybe it's a little too far high and all kinds of issues. But, knowing that and understanding what you're going to get, what material and how long it's going to last and what its intended uses for is something. I'm hesitant when it comes to mammoth ivory, personally. But, the fads are the fads, right? So. Well, hey, it is 6:00. I have to sign off. I hope you guys enjoyed this test of my RoDE mic. If you like the knife talk, that's cool. That's awesome. I love doing this. I have This is not, this is like nothing. I showed you 1 or 2 drawers. I have 60 drawers there. Just, and we can go into fixed blades. I've got machetes. I've got big knives. I can describe different kind of survival knives of what types are on the market and which ones I like. I've been to all the latest expos. I've been to all the latest sales expos and understand what's hot and what's not. So, and what you're getting. There's some corners that a lot of manufacturers take, and they're not going to tell you that they're taking those. All right. It is up to the professionals to know the difference, and sometimes marketing and which country you import from makes up for that profit. And people will always go with the profit. They're not going to go necessarily with the best product. And you get a lot of frustrated inventors that sit there and they're like, man, I can't believe I got the best product on the market, but they always go with that. And it's that type of person that doesn't quite understand that they're always going to go with that guy. They're always going to go with the guy they can make the most money with, unfortunately. All right. But hey, let's buy this guy's stuff while we can. Right? Let's buy the good stuff, stuff that's going to last. Because those companies kind of go and come and go. They really do, it's like True Value. True Value is like kind of like in between Walmart and, I mean, not Walmart, Home Depot, and like maybe the small place that we still have in a lot of small cities. We still have little hardware stores here and there, right? True Value going to go away, and that's a shame. Hopefully it don't. Hopefully True Value does it, but everybody's got to find their niche. Over here, my True Value is really incredible, but I live in a big city, so they got that niche. I don't know how good they do out in your way. That'd be kind of interesting to know. Anyway, gotta go. Y'all take care. Bye. I'm signing out in this stream. Bye. Boop, boop, boop.